Okay, battle buddies, I get this often in the program, and it's typically speaking a senior NCO, a field grade officer. It's that E8 and above, O5 and above guy that comes in, and what happens is they don't know what their life 2.0 looks like. So what I have discovered with some training in the past is there's a thing called the 4 layers of consciousness out there. So I'll go over them quick and then I'll describe each one. So layer 1 is unconscious incompetency. Then there's conscious incompetency. And then there's conscious competency. And then there's unconscious competency. So each of those 4 goes like this. Cherry private comes into the Army, signs up, solemnly swear, right? Dude doesn't know what he's getting himself into. Unconscious incompetency. Has no clue what he doesn't know. Probably heard you don't know what you don't know, right? Okay, that's layer 1, real easy. Layer 2, day 1, basic training. Day 1, hell week, whatever. You show up and you're like, holy shit, what's a right face? What's formation mean? What is a chain of command? What are all of these things? All of a sudden you're overwhelmed and it's like somebody just shook you awake. Like, holy shit, there's this whole world that I didn't know about. All of a sudden you're awake, right? You're conscious. 2, you're incompetence. You got some dude with the brown round screaming and yelling their ass off at you, telling you, well, I don't know nowadays, but back in my day, calling you all kinds of naughty names, right? Okay, that's layer 2. Layer 3 is conscious competency. Okay? What that is the infamous E4 mafia, up to about maybe E6. Depending on your branch. So all of a sudden you get out of basic training, you think you're hot shit and know everything, right? After your 1 station training or whatever the hell Air Force does and Navy, they got weird different names over there. Anyways, you show up as this hot shit private thinking you know everything, but you don't. All of a sudden there's these weird dudes that have been on base for a couple years that actually know what happens every single day. Those dudes right there are told every single day what they need to do. They're told when they don't meet standard by guys from up above that give them that management direction that they need, okay? So these guys have conscious incompetency, meaning that they know that they don't know everything, but it takes a certain level of effort for them to do things, but they don't do everything right at a level where they don't have to think about it. Which brings you to your place in transition where it's most typically, at least that what I see and have found in the past, is when you get to this level of unconscious incompetency, or competency, excuse me. What that means is that you go about your day, you do shit like you just never, it's no effort. My buddy Bob, SEAL member, 23 years, obviously, Bob is that guy, right? We've had discussions about this kind of stuff plenty of times where you get these enlisted guys that are E6s, even 7s, a chief on a team, and they think that they're hot shit. But that old dog that's sitting in the corner knows what's up. All right, you talk to any of these special ops guys. You talk to these guys that are an A&P mechanic on an aircraft. They know what they're doing, these old school guys, these warrant officers and stuff, right? You get these subject matter experts. So what happens is all of a sudden, that world that you've been operating in for 20, 28 years, whatever it happens to be, I got a command sergeant major coming out of UAE right now. Same thing. Had a command master chief last year about this time show up. Same thing. Dudes applying for jobs that are literally college level, entry level types of roles. Oh, you're an infantry guy. Cool. You can be a security guard. You can go pew pew, right? Yeah. Oh, wow. You run a very large organization. Sweet, buddy. You can be an entry-level HR person. Vets. Does that even make sense to you? That you get, and I've seen this. I've had like Toys R Us when they're in business come in and say, hey, we can get you an overnight stocking position, Command Sergeant Major. That wasn't pointed at me. I didn't make that shit. But that was one of the most insulting things I've ever seen offered to a vet. Dude, 72 years old, Korean vet, Command Sergeant Major, being asked if he wants to be an overnight stock boy. The reason is because he did not allow himself to transition as well as he could have, because he thought that he was always going to be stuck in that layer 2. You will not be stuck in layer 2. Don't be afraid of layer 1. Don't be afraid of layer 3. You will be operating at layer 4 of unconscious competency. The best predictor of the future is the past. That is a very predictable thing, right? Look at all of these systems that we've got. We try to reform people, right? So that they don't do what they've done. But recidivism rate and all that stuff, it kind of speaks for itself. But those guys that embrace the ability to take a chance and change, they are successful at a rate that you will be successful too. I've worked on Department of Corrections projects in the past. I've seen what can happen. I've worked with enough veterans in the past to know that you guys don't have the barriers that those guys have got. You've got some sort of core competencies. You've got some amazing trade schools. You've got some amazing leadership schools behind you. You've proven to the world, you've proven to the Department of the Army, Navy, Air Force, whatever, Space Force here soon, that you are competent. And you will be competent in the future. Just trust the process, guys. It will happen. You will be successful. Just remember, when you get out, all of a sudden, you're like that cherry private showing up to your first duty station. And make sure that you get in with the senior NCOs. Don't get stuck with the damn E4 mafia. We all know how destructive that can be. It's productive but destructive at the same time. It's a really weird balance. You got to have those boys in your back pocket, right? Anyways, hey, thanks for listening to this. Make sure that you share our page with as many people as possible. Get those vets in here. Let them see this content. Let them understand that our support network is here for them. We don't charge a penny for any of this content. I know that on LinkedIn, I'm really pissing some people off, so I must be doing something right because I'm taking money out of their pocket, apparently. That's just an innocent byproduct. I do promise you that. Bring in the vet supporters as well. These are those hiring managers. They give us the feedback that we need so we know if we are in the proper lane. So this isn't about numbers as much as it is about support, but there is strength in numbers. So it's a really hard balance for us to walk around here. But we know that 99.9% of you should be here, and you're very, very welcome. And we take care of the rest of the people that shouldn't be here silently in the background. So anyway, appreciate you guys listening. Feel free to leave some comments below, and I will do some videos going forward on a few other things. You got one coming up on follow-up, be doing a few on networking, etc. Thanks. Have a great day, battle buddies, and go make that money.